Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 9.7. The chapter which we are related with is labor costing. There we do calculate wages for manufacturing workers. As it has been introduced in previous questions that we are not with financial accounting and we are not with financial management. We are directly associated with manufacturing concern in management accounting and cost accounting. We work with manufacturing concerns. This has been introduced. So we will be related with material, labor and FS. This chapter is purely and specifically associated with labor. We do calculate wages over here, and two very basic methods we usually discuss at start of the question. First is time rate, where what we do, we calculate wages according to hours worked, how many hours a labor unit had worked, and we will see what payment per hour we are ready to give. So by multiplying both factors we will get time rate method. And then we had discussed piece work system, piece rate system, under which we will see how many pieces are made or how many units are made by a worker, and we will decide a rate of per piece, and hence by multiplying per piece rate with pieces we will get total wages. So these are two basic rates, and you can see in requirement what has been said. If paid straight piecework rate and remaining two are totally dependent upon time rate method. Basically only these two methods are used, but different accountants, economists, in their timings they have introduced their own methodology of calculation of wages. Halse is just the name, maybe an accountant or maybe a management accountant or maybe an economist who had introduced these methods. So right now what we are doing, we will follow the question according to our requirement. There are three methods but only single person. It means we do have three different answers. But right now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 answer, requirement are 3. So what is second? Please read down here. Wages earned by the worker. First answer should be the wages and cost per 100 pieces. So there will be two answers for each requirement. We have three requirements, two answers for each requirement, total 6 answers. Now let's start our question. An operator engaged in machining certain components receives an ordinary day rate of 160 per day of 8 hours. Okay, as you know that we need per hour rate. So first standard which we can calculate is how much amount we will pay to the worker for single hour, and we will use this statement. So here first standard we will be making relation between amount, and second factor is time. So worker is receiving 160 rupees, and for how many hours? For 8 hours. And now we need to know how much amount would be paid for 1 hour, question mark under amount. So in this way we will not use our brain, we will use cross multiplication method. X would be multiplied with 8, so we will get 8x on left side, and second multiplication would be 160 multiplied by 1, so we will get 160. Next step is what? 160 is already present at right side, and we want to take this 8 to the opposite side. Here it is multiplied, when you will take it to the opposite side it would be divided. So divided by 8. In this way statement is completed. Now we can put it on our calculator. So we have got 20. What it is? As you can see, question was in 8 hours 160 rupees are received. In 1 hour how much amount would be received? So it is per hour amount or per hour rate, you can call it. So first calculation or first standard we have elaborated. Now it's time to see our next standard, which would be given in the question. Let's go back. The standard output of making component has been fixed to 80 pieces per hour. Okay, second statement can also be seen. 80 pieces per hour on a certain day of output of the worker of this machine is 800 pieces. Alright, the second thing we can use pieces and hour, and same we have used over here as well. So let's take, as we don't have the space, we can take this whole thing to the left side so that we can have little more space. Alright, so second relationship is pieces and hour. How many pieces and time? Time is given, okay, pieces are given 80. Pieces are made in 1 hour. Now you have seen how many pieces he have made, 800 pieces. On certain day output of worker is 800 pieces. So we will come to know how much time should be taken by the worker when he had made 800 pieces. So again we will be using a simple cross multiplication method. X would be multiplied with 80. So we will get 80x, and next 800 would be multiplied by 1, so we have got 800. 800 is already present over here, and we want to take 80 to the opposite side. 80 is being multiplied over here. When you will take it to the right side, it would be divided. Statement is completed. Now 800 divided by 80, so we will get our amount what we have calculated. Since let's see the question, 80 pieces are made in 1 hour. How much time would be needed to make 800 pieces? So it is actually time taken, and it should be denoted by T. So we have 20 as time taken. Let's mark it, and we should have also mentioned this per hour rate is denoted by small r. So we have small r, we have small t, and next calculation. Calculate wages earned, nothing. Alright, I think we have completed, and we will calculate now per piece rate, because the first requirement we had seen, if paid on straight piecework basis. There are two methods to calculate piecework basis, but first we will use a simple method. And what is that piecework rate system? Number of pieces somebody had made, and it would be multiplied by per piece rate. And we don't have per piece rate. Indirectly, we will calculate per piece rate. So as you know that we have per hour wages. How much amount we have? Per hour wages and per hour pieces should be written. Per hour pieces we have, and per hour wages, and we have calculated per hour rate. Per hour wages or per hour rate is same. So 20 rupees a person will receive, and in 1 hour how many pieces should be made, and it was given in the question 80 pieces per hour. So 80 pieces per hour. In the similar way, we want to know how much amount would be paid for one piece. Why? We need to have per piece rate. It is what? Per piece. One single piece, how much amount? Now please understand it. 20 rupees are paid for 1 hour, and 80 pieces are made per hour. It means 80 pieces, for 80 pieces we receive 20 rupees. So how much amount would worker will receive for making a single piece? Again we will use cross multiplication, x would be multiplied by 80, we will get 80x, and on right side 20 would be multiplied with 1, so we will get 20 over here. 20 is already present over here, and we want to take this 80 to the opposite side. Here it is multiplied. When you will take it to the opposite side, it would be divided. Statement completed. Now we can calculate 20 divided by 80. So this is our calculation. And now question was, for 80 pieces we received 20 rupees. For one piece, how much amount would be received? So for single piece amount, it would be per piece rate. So we have all our standards set, and after this we can follow the requirements easily because calculations have already made. So let's see what is our first requirement. And under this requirement it has been set straight piecework rate system. So what we do, piece work rate is equal to number of pieces made, and it would be multiplied by per piece rate. So here is our formula, and now we will see how many pieces the worker had made. Come over here and you can see on a certain day output of worker is 800 pieces. So number of pieces made 800, and we need to multiply by per piece, and you can see per piece rate is 0.25. We have calculated, statement completed. Now we can put it on our calculator. 800 multiplied by 0.25. So first wage we have calculated, and that is 200 rupees. This is first amount of requirement number 1, straight piece rate. 200 is the answer. Now second thing is we will calculate per 100 units. For this again we will be related with our calculation. This 200 amount is received for making 800 pieces. So we are related with pieces again and wages. For 800 pieces he is receiving 200 rupees, and he wants to know how much amount would be received for 100 pieces. Put x, and now we will simply cross multiply. X would be multiplied with 800, so we will get 800x, and on right side 200 would be multiplied with 100. Now what? First we will see 200 multiplied by 100 is 20,000. Here same 800p would present over here. 20,000 is already present over here. 20,000. Okay, and 800 is being multiplied over here, and we want to take it to the opposite side. Then it would be divided. Statement is completed. Now we can calculate 20,000 divided by 800. So we have got our answer for 100. Look at here, wages earned by the labor for 100 pieces. So we have got our second answer 25. So there were two answers calculated, 25 and 200. So we have highlighted this first answer for first requirement and second answer for first requirement, 200 and 25, and you can see 225. Now we will follow our second requirement, and Halsey premium method would be used for second. Halsey formula was already discussed with you. Halsey premium premium plan. And what do we do under Halsey? First of all, we need time taken, that means T, and it would be multiplied with R. This is first part of the question. And then we need to add what, again bracket 1 by 2 is used for formula, and then we will have standard time. It would be subtracted by time taken. Answer of this would be multiplied by small r and bracket will be closed. This is formula for Halsey premium method. Okay, now we can put it. As you know, everything has already been calculated. In first part we have seen look at here, time taken T was 10. So T is equal to 10, we can put over here. Then in first part, what else we have calculated was small r 20. So here small r is equal to 20. What else we need? Standard time. Standard time was also calculated and it was given in the question, I think. 1 second. No, it was not time taken. It was actually standard time. And time taken was given in the question. This was your standard time. How it was standard time? Because we have followed the situation. He was asked to make 80 pieces in 1 hour. And now 800 pieces, how much time should be taken? So it was your standard time S, and time taken is written over here, ordinary day of 160 per 8 hours. So he had taken 8 hours. So it means time taken would be 8 hours, and this is your standard time. Typographically it was exchanged. So all three inputs are here. This is your formula. First we will write down what to do. Very first thing is time taken, which is 8, and you need to multiply it with small r, which is 20. So let's put brackets over here. Then we need to add, here we are adding what, 1 by 2, and then it would be multiplied by, inside bracket we have standard time minus T. Standard time was 10 and minus time taken was 8, and then again we need to multiply by small r, which is 20. Alright, close your bracket. So please look at here, how did we calculate it? It's important to know, then it would be easy for you to put it on your calculator. But if you don't want to put collectively on calculator, you can solve first bracket, you can solve second bracket and third bracket separately. This way you will be able to calculate. Otherwise you can follow what I am doing. Here we have 8 and it would be multiplied by 20. This is our first bracket. And then we need to add bracket open 1 by 2. And then again we need to multiply. No, space is not needed. Let's remove the space. Okay. Then again bracket start. Please follow this. 1 over 2 multiply bracket start 10 minus 8 bracket closed. Again you need to multiply with what, 20. Now close the bracket. So in this way you can put everything on your calculator at the same time. Even if you have simple scientific calculator, you can put it. So please don't bother. So we have got 180 of this whole calculation. This was second part, first answer. So second part, first answer 180 according to Halsey premium. And obviously we will be calculating per 100 pieces. For that, wages and hours would be compared. This 180 has been received, while how many units he have made? He had made pieces 800. As in question it has been mentioned, on a certain day he had manufactured 800 pieces. Look, certain day output of worker is 800 pieces. So indirectly we can say for 800 pieces he has received 180 wages, and requirement in the question is to calculate for 100 pieces. Now what we have decided, for 800 pieces he is receiving 180 rupees. So now question is, for 100 pieces how much amount will be received? These are pieces and this is amount he is receiving, that means rupees. So question mark would be put over here. Now we will use simple cross multiplication. But before that, please understand the question. For 800 pieces, he is receiving 180 rupees. For 100 pieces, how much amount would be received? Cross multiplication, 800 would be multiplied with x, and on right side 100 would be multiplied with 180. Next step, we can calculate this. 100 would be multiplied with 180, and this would be exactly similar for next line as well. 18,000 is already present on right side and we want to take this 800 to the opposite side. Sign would be changed here, 800 is multiplied and on opposite side it would be divided. Statement is completed. Now we can put it on calculator. 18,000 divided by 800. So we have got our amount. This is amount for 100 pieces. But we have calculated wages per 100 pieces. So this is our second answer which we have calculated. Let's mark it. Part 2, second answer. So part 2 and second answer, 22.5, 22.5, and first part answer was also calculated. This is 180. Total wages we have calculated. There were two parts in this question, part 2. So 180 and 22.5. 180 and 22.5. Second part is completed. Now we'll focus on third part. We need to have space, as less space is available. Let's make little more space. We have next question. Okay, let's put it down. For third part, let's read out our question. If bonus of 23 paid for 100 extra output. All right, the first part we will calculate simple normal salary by taking this formula, time rate method, and then we will calculate the bonus. Okay, for that purpose, first we will see how many units must be made. This is our first standard, and secondly we see the normal salary, and third part would be the bonus. Now 800 pieces were made in 8 hours. Look at here, the standard was given. He had produced 800 units in 8 hours. Standard was 80 pieces per hour. We will use the same. 80 pieces are made in 1 hour, while he had produced 800 pieces. So how much time was needed to make it? And secondly, we can use, if in 1 hour 80 pieces were made, he had taken 8 hours. In 8 hours, how many pieces should be made? To calculate our standard, please note it down. 80 pieces are made in 1 hour. In 8 hours, how many pieces should be made? Again, cross multiplication, look at that. We have solved almost every part of the question with this unitary method. Without using our brain, without complicating the question, we are just following a very simple principle of unitary method with which every unknown amount we can calculate. Here what we are willing to know, in 1 hour 80 pieces were set as standard. In 8 hours how many unit must be made as standard? Cross multiplication, x would be multiplied with 1, so we will have only x or 1x, and then second line 8 would be multiplied with 80. So simple, we can directly calculate 8 multiplied with 80, we have 640 units. What we have calculated is these are standard units per day. Standard units per day we have calculated, and that is 640. While you can understand that worker had produced 8,000 units. This is standard units per day 640, and how many units worker had made? 800. It means extra production was made. Again, try to understand. In 1 hour 80 pieces were made. In 8 hours how many pieces should be made? And this was your standard production per day 640. While in question you can see on a certain day he had produced 800 pieces. Now let me know, he had worked efficiently or he had not performed well. Obviously you will say efficient working because 800 units were produced. We can mention over here units produced 800, while he was asked to produce only 650, 640. It means extra units have been produced. So from here we can calculate extra production. And how would we calculate? We have 800 units produced while standard was 640. In this way we can calculate extra production which is made by the said worker. We will simply calculate 800 minus 640. So this is our extra units produced by worker. Why we are calculating that? A question can be asked because in our requirement it has been mentioned. Let's go back and I'm letting you know. Look over here. If a bonus of 23 is paid for 100 extra output, so extra production was needed to be calculated and we have calculated. Up till now for third part, this is the thing which was needed, and remaining everything is just the part of working. Okay, and now there are two ways to calculate wages. First we will see normal wages and then we will see the bonus amount for worker. Normal wages, we will follow the simple principle, and here how many hours he had worked, you will say 8, and how much amount per hour is being paid, that is 20. How we have seen, as in our question 160 was paid for 8 hours. For 1 hour we have already calculated 20. If 160 is for 8 hours. 160 divided by 8, 20 per hour. And this is calculated over here, per hour rate 20. So in this way, you have calculated hours and multiply by per hour. Statement is completed. Now let's calculate it. 8 multiplied by 20. So we have 160 as normal wages. Now we will see the bonus. Here we will calculate our bonus. Look what we have discussed. Extra units or pieces are compared with amount. So go back to the question, and how much amount would be paid for 100? 100 extra units, if somebody will make 23 rupees, would be paid. For 100 extra pieces, 23 rupees would be paid. And how many extra units this worker has made? That is 160 pieces. For this, how much amount would be paid? Again, very simple accounting principle. Cross multiplication we are using without using our brain. X would be multiplied with 100. So we will get 100x. And on opposite side, cross multiplication, 23 would be multiplied with 160. Now here we can calculate 23 multiplied with 160, and here we will get same element downside. 3680 is already present on right side, and we want to take this 100 to the opposite side. X is being multiplied with 100. When you will take it to the opposite side, it would be divided. Okay, so calculation can be made now. 3680 divided by 100. We have got 36. Let me see it. 160 pieces. 160 multiplied by 23 is okay. How we have 160 multiplied by 23? 800 multiplied by 640, it is okay. 160 multiplied by 23. For 100 pieces, 23 multiplied by 160, 3680, and 36 point. There is something not getting right. 24.6 should be the answer, and we have 36.8. So we need to see where something is getting wrong. Here is our question. For 100 pieces, 23 rupees would be given, and 160 extra units are made. Let's check it out if it is. Yeah, everything is okay. So for 100 pieces, how much amount? 23 multiplied by 160. 100 pieces. Yeah, it's okay. That means answer in the book is wrongly put. 24.16. Let me read it again. If a bonus of 23 paid for 100 pieces, 160, 36.8. Okay, we are actually looking the wrong answer. For third, we have 36.8 as bonus. Normal salary is 160. Answer we haven't calculated. This was just the bonus. 36.8 is your amount of bonus. Now total wages would be calculated. Please excuse me, I was looking answer even before calculating it. Total wages would be calculated over here. How? Amount of normal wages, it would be added bonus, and here we have calculated our total wages. So now it's time to see the answer. This is your 196.8. Let's go back to the question. So here we have got the answer 196.8. It was not even calculated and I was in hurry, was looking for the answer. So hopefully you will excuse me. So 196.8, 196.8 we have got our answer, and second part we will see for 100 pieces. This was your amount of bonus we have calculated, and this is amount of wages calculated. So first answer has arrived. Now we will see per 100 pieces. How many pieces worker have made? 800. Again we will apply the principle. So pieces are made and wages. 800 pieces worker had made, and how much amount he is receiving? 196.8. For 800 pieces, amount which is received is 196. In question, it is asked for 100 pieces, how much amount would be paid. Okay. So now cross multiplication, 800 would be multiplied with x. So we will get 800x, and on other side 100 would be multiplied with 196.8. All right. One thing I want to share here again, and what is that? I was telling you that these lectures are absolutely live. I don't edit, I don't repeat, I don't pause even. So these lectures are absolutely whatever I'm doing right now would directly reach to you. There will not be any sort of editing, there will not be any pause. So there might be sometimes, it's just fractional, sometimes it may happens when you will lose your focus. Sometimes it would be happening like this. Okay, so here we will complete our calculation. 100 would be multiplied with 196.8. We have got right side completed and left side 800 as it is. Next step is 19680 is already present here, and we want to take this 800 to the opposite side. To take it 800, will have to change the sign. 800 is multiplied over here. When you will take it to the opposite side, it would be divided. 800 statement is completed. Now you can put it on your calculator. So we have got the amount 24.6. What we have calculated is per 100 pieces. Per 100 pieces amount should be mentioned over here, or per 100 pieces wages. Better word we have found out, and that amount is 24.6. And last answer it is, let's see from the book, 24.6, third part, second answer. So we have third part and second answer 24.6, and our answer for third part is also 24.6. In this way, all parts are completed. We can mark it as it has been done over here. From here to above, let's start our review. It's very important. There must be every part solved. Okay, first part was having two answer 225. So here we have calculated our first part. first answer we have got 200, and second answer we have calculated is 25. So both answers should be reviewed. What right now I am doing, I'm letting you know that how we can complete and how we can review our questions. So first answer 225. Here you can see this is your 225. And next answers are 180 and 22.5. From here our second part is started, and answers are present over here. 180 is your first answer, and second answer is 22.5. This is important, 180 and 22.5. So here you can see 180 and 22.5 for third part. Here we have our third part, and we have got two answers. 196.8 total wages. Okay, and second answer we have calculated per 100 pieces 24.6. So 196.8 and 24.6, 196.8 and 24.6. So all six answers we have seen. Look at here, this was our volume of question. First answer 225, second answer 180 at 22.5, third answer 196 and 24.6. So in this way our question has been completed. We have solved question number 9.7, and I'm very hopeful that you people have understood. The only request is to make yourself master of these unitary methods. Look at here, 1, 2, 3, and then we have gone again 4 and 5, 6, 6 and 7, 8. So 8 times we have used this unitary method in solving 6 answers. It means for every answer you have to apply a unitary method. Now here is a request. I'm just telling you, you will have to master yourself in this unitary method. Please see the solution. You are very open to understand, but after that you are responsible to repeat the whole solution by yourself. Repeat it for 4 to 5 times so that you can understand everything. I'm sharing you not for any other reason, just make you understood that I haven't prepared this lecture. I haven't have the solution of this question. How I have done just to make myself appropriate, or hard work was done to understand this unitary method. With the help of this, you can solve any question at any time. So request is very open. Please repeat it as many times as you can do, and good understanding with unitary method. But even then, if you have any difficulty, any question, you can raise and you can share your question through messages, text, or directly meet me for the question. I will humbly be yours to answer them instantly. Thank you very much for your time. Our question number 9.7 has been ended, and surely we will be meeting soon again for the solution of any other question in future, inshallah. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and requesting to please pray for me as well. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.